sweetie. You have to believe me, I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene. So then where were you when the murder took place? We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room. And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right? Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back. BRB, as it were. That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right? That's what it seems like. But the ringmaster must have been wearing Master's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. When I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. Which means? It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. How would Max not notice that, though? Fabulous! That's a fabulous possibility. Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? Double, Wow, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something. Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician or president? You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision. That's really cool. Fabulous. This mystery just keeps getting deeper. 12:06, I would never be in court at 12:06. Judge would be like, all right, bitches, time for lunch. Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please proceed with the prosecution's case. Very well, I will now call my next witness, a pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why'd you just call him a pitiful clown? Yeah, that was entirely unnecessary. The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record. Ow! What the fuck did he say? West Clown, Philadelphia? What did he say? Name and occupation. Will the witness please inform the court why he is speaking autobiographical gibberish? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is the best suited for this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Fucking tell the judge that. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court. Oh yeah, maybe this joke is okay. Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour? Okay, that's not even... How was that one? But a couple of clowns were up to no good starting make... Your name? Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct? Yes it is. Very well, Mr. Curls, will you please testify to what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian. Okay, that's funny. Without the humor, please. Okay. Phoenix is good at handling his job. He just asks stupid questions sometime. Edgeworth and Von Karma also irritate me because prosecutors should not be, their job should not be get a guilty verdict. It should be put the right person in prison. And they obviously don't care. They just want guilty verdicts. And that's a piece of shit way to go about your job as them. I know I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless, but I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. This atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone. What do you think of me? How am I doing? Why is this fucking testimony? He didn't testify to anything in regards to the case. Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here? Witness? Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of the case. Really? You'll really hear me out? Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later. Thank you, I can't wait. Poor Gumshoe. Yeah, right. Now that that's said, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course you can. I'll talk for as long as you want. Why am I laughing? Nothing about what I just said is funny. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They're a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. If this eyewitness account is to be believed, I have enough to pass judgment right. Shut the fuck up. No judge worth his salt would hear one piece of testimony and be like, that's all I needed to hear. I don't even care what anybody else says. I have enough to pass judgment right now. Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized. However, the witness is a bit, how do you say it, off kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. That must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defense's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Nick, you've got to find some kind of contradiction in his testimony. No fucking shit, Maya. Mr. Wright, Your Honor? I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with corny jokes, or the witness, for that matter. That's you. You'd say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now, 8 o'clock? That's something o'clock to riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke. Fine. You know you want to hear a joke. A man goes to his doctor, and the doctor asks, how is number one? Man says, every day at 6. Oh my god. Man says, oh. Witness, these are exactly the type of jokes you should say for that detective. Ow! You knew what would happen. Don't look at me like that. Mr. Wright. I take full responsibility of that. You're hereby penalized. This will not become a kangaroo court. This is in funny ways. More ways than one. Okay, fine. We'll tell him to fuck off next time. Oh, he didn't add anything to... Okay, whatever. You were pooped that night? Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese double. Bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that, as they say, happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. There was nothing hip about it. I've got a good reply, though. That joke was so funny. Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? That's fucked up. You just happened to glance out the window? You could say that. You could also say a peek, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Curls. Oh, I guess synonyms aren't a lot either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Keep pressing. I saved it. Exactly why did you look out of your window that night? Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday, once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thumb, didn't I? Oh, that's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. Thanks. I believe it would be best if Mo would revise his testimony. Very well. Mr. Curls, please revise your testimony. This should start turning the tables in our favor. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it's kind of sound like him. I guess you could say, Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. Don't! How did you know that I was gonna make a joke? I guess that sounded like it's supposed to sound like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit, huh? What then? You went to look out the window and you saw her? Far away, you say? If you had to say exactly, how far away were they? Let me think about that for a second. My room were here. And they looked about yay big. I'd say they were about 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet? That's not far at all. It was snowing that night and it cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows you saw. You say you clearly saw this, even though you were by your own admission far away? That's right. I've been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. Now I'm 100% certain that it was Max in the remaster I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols? Oh god. Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together, I'll say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Enough foolishness. Get back on track. Will the witness please testify as to what he saw, and only what he saw? Say you saw the ringmaster get conked over the head. Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story. He really does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Moe, did you or did you not see the crime or murder committed that night? I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. That's not harassment. Shut up. You better have an excellent reasoning for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice pen. Oh my god. Isn't this a bit melodramatic? What will it be then, Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm gonna take you to church. Let's go. Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see a crime? I've got a great reason to make my claim. I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason. Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony. What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright? Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching and all of a sudden, Max clunked the remaster over the head. If Mo is to believe when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, he couldn't have seen it. There's no reason that he could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972, a crack clown... I hate that they go past that so fast. It's actually really funny. Mr. Curls, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. The clowns probably escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Curls, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court? No, I'm just dying for time while I jog my memory. Great job, Nick. These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the... Is that the Maya look? Are you fucking kidding me, Phoenix, right now? This is... Nick, you know this is bullshit, right? Why did you even say these words to me? It was entirely worthless for you. to say that sentence to me in the way that you did and expect me to find it humorous or amusing in any fashion. Well, you're back from your jog? Well, pretty much happened the way I said. Pretty much. When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecutor helped me fill in the gaps from a statement. So she helped forge the testimony. Okay, yeah, no worries. Just forging testimony, whatever. Fun karma. Tampering with witnesses again. So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster. God damn, this judge is terrible. That should not have been his. Okay. Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep, he was on permanent vacation, as they say. Mr. Curls, Your Honor, you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. A dark ghost. Very well, then please testify to this silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Holy shit. Got it. It was a bit far away. That shadow could have only been belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. Those are only two symbols. First of all, the cloak and the hat. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. They were both there. You wouldn't say all with only two. Okay, that's weird. His face was silhouette. You can't even see his face. But there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever, this should finally be good enough, yes? It is decisive testimony. Was Max really at this crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. All right, Mr. Wright, commence your cross-examination. Yeah, if you don't believe in that, it's really hard to prove that he was innocent as the attorney. You have to just assume that he's telling the truth. Don't you think that you're going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? The shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you think? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' life is on the line here. Are you truly 100% certain that it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who will lie about something as serious as this. It's not about lying. That's not what I said. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that. Doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? His uppity symbols. Trillo said the same thing. But if there was just one symbol, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself, but just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max. You're sure of that? Such a silly little boy. I'm like 7 years older than you. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap. You sure that something? Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. I got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision? That's not all I saw. You're able to see that kind of detail from your window. There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should have been able to see that much. Out of curiosity, Mo, what is your eyesight like? I can see like a hawk out of my left eye and an eagle out of my right eye. Our record says eyesight is a perfect 20/20. What record? You took those records? Good for you. That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly. The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes. Hey, you asked me what my eyesight looked like, not what it actually was. So you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding? That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. Must have been something incredibly hard. Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure. They claim it was a blunt object, at least said so in the autopsy report. Trillo's testimony now, Mo's. It really seems like Max is the killer. No, it doesn't at all, Nick, you idiot. Nick, you've got to find a contradiction in this. That's not going to be enough. What? I have to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that will help. I've got to do it. Some purple cloak. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols? I suppose so. That's SoG in the cloak, right? Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. Oh, I thought the whole thing said black cloak and it's purple, but all right, that works too. 3 symbols, but that's also true. Yay! Everyone get ready. All together now? Silk hat, cloak, white roses! What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He saw what he saw and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? Do you like pie? I love pie. Hey, it's Pie Day. Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth, no fractions. Order, order. Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. Okay, self-defeating argument at this point, so let's go. Thank you. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. You don't have to object. These are not objections. These are merely arguments. Just go back and forth. This is entertaining enough without having to throw the word bubble there. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Yeah, the anime speed lines. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. This is the action I want. I wish I'd imagined myself with anime speed lines when I was in court. Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? Of course they fucking are. Clearly not. He's just toying with this court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, Your Honor, but it's not me. Your Honor, do you recall Trillo's testimony? There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there was no white roses on the person he saw. There's absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but it's not pointless. Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, this witness has not grown more mature with age. I'm not mature. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable, which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling. Ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. No fucking shit, like Maya. Duh. Come on. There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the SoG. There's no way I can forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this. Just one chance? I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. If you are going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Curl's statements, you better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. I got a single shot at this. I gotta be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I'll need. He's wearing it the entire time. So is it like we're like similar to when the puppet was like, I have the ring in my pocket, and it's like, no, I have the ring. So, like, why would we have it sort of thing? That makes sense. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind. Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. That crime scene, that means... The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. No, that's not true! Order, order! Mr. Curls! Yes, Your Honor. What is the meaning of all of this? Holy shit. What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh. What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. Man, Judge went off all of a sudden. Why are you being so mean to me? What do I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You don't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting, no matter how old I get, always younger than you? Ah! Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curls. Who do you think you are? I saw him, I swear. I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo? What do you want? You said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. The witness's testimony is so full of old Miss Von Karma's I thought he was gonna go somewhere else with that. Obviously he wasn't, but man, did my mind go wandering. Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. Gah, you've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned and walked away. That's what I expected you to say. You sure that's how it happened? Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do have to hop on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to fuck? Oh, because it doesn't show that he walked away, right? Look at... No. He came so close, too. He came so close, but he had to ruin it by saying picture instead of photograph. The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. So, Mo, exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? He flew. Your Honor, the witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in. Good job, Judge. Good job. Wait just a second. You guys can't just ignore everything I said. We absolutely can. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You're already impeached. Who gives a shit? You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. Wow. He just took that shit like... I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are gonna get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Curls. Yes? The testimony you provided up until now has been false. It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karman or Whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Oh, so you're saying that the prosecutor had you falsify testimony or purposefully omit details that were necessary for me to render a judgment. Okay, then the prosecution is hereby sanctioned and I possibly remove them from this case entirely. We will recess for today and we will come back tomorrow. Of course, we're not actually doing that. I will have order. Franziska von Karma, how could you? It's because I could, Your Honor. Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you saw, Mr. Curls. Ha, you're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel. Now it's time for our next segment. Mo knows. Everything I've said up till now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he flew. Yep. This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That is the most fucking absurd thing I have ever heard. Wait, the reason he flies in the tents is because he has strings. How would he fucking do that? This Chuckles the fucking clown here should know that that was impossible. They're no, it's the sky. He can't actually fly unless Mo thinks the dude can actually fucking levitate without the use of string. That's why there are no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. Yeah, and you know what? Clowns are fucking terrible human beings. How about that? That's harsh. Most clowns are fucking terrible human beings. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was, how do I put this into words? Completely worthless testimony. Just utterly garbage bullshit. Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician, but to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. Well, at least she understands that that's impossible. You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses? We believe logic and reasoning, you piece of shit. Now shut the fuck up. Why won't you believe me? Especially since this is the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal or a flying person in general because people can't fly on their own. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright? It's obvious his eyes were playing tricks on him. Don't be such a fool. Who in the world would you think I'd mistake that jerk for? Jeez, I didn't say that you were lying. Wow, he looks really serious right now. More serious than he's looked all day. I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared in the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile! If you regard a need for proof, Mrs. Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints on the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. Now, what happened if they both came into court the next day and were like, we don't fucking know? What do you say? Well, god damn it, you take another day to figure this shit out. No, he wouldn't say that. He just wanted to get us out of court at 2:30 so we can go home early. Hey, sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. And Max, I can't believe I'm asking you this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy. But it looks so effortless when you're on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just tell me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Magician's Alliance will disown him. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do is hope we can find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best to catch this sucker. Can you dig it, sucker? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.